Hello once again. Yeah, this is 108 boxing prediction video by me. Unfortunately, I have a bit of a cold, so I'm not in the best shape. But I'll try to talk as understandably as I can. Anyway, this weekend has some really good, really exciting fights and matchups. And let's start first with Miguel Berchelt versus Jason Sosa. That's really the big fight at 130 pounds right now. Yeah, Miguel Berchelt is a champion, has been now the WBC champion for 2 years, I believe. And he's made 5 defenses. And he's only got one distant loss. And 36 wins with 32 knockouts. So he's got a really impressive record. He's a come forward fighter that breaks down his opponents by just constantly attacking them. He's got power, but I'd say slightly more of an accumulative sort of puncher than a 1, 2, 3 punch kind of guy that can knock you out really fast. I mean, yeah. While Sosa he's also more of that type. He's got power, but it's more like the kind of that really manifests itself in late or later stoppages. Like when he stopped Javier Fortuna, which was his greatest victory by far so far. Sosa has come off 2 straight losses to Vasily Lomachenko and Yuriorkis Gamboa. And then since then he's won 3 fights. The last one was kind of against a rather solid opponent, Haskell Liddell Rules. And Sosa won by TKO. But anyway, Berchelt is a favorite here, I'd say, definitely. And yeah, he just seems unstoppable right now, and I just can't wait, of course, presume that he wins this fight. To see him fight Gervonta Davis. That will be a really great matchup, because both guys are action fighters and bangers and all that. Yeah. So anyway, for this fight, I predict that Berchelt kind of gets a late stoppage victory again, most likely in the 10th or 11th round, something. Yeah. Sosa seems to be more like that kind of guy. Has one big victory and that's it. These guys that score one great or really good win over a famous fighter, let's say, or a really good one. Then they just kind of fade later. So yeah, that is what I think will happen. That Sosa will either be stopped late or lose on points. Yeah, all right. The next one, Javier Fortuna, we have mentioned, he's fighting against Jesus Marcelo Andres Suelar. Fortuna has been kind of you never know really what to expect. I mean, he's never really been really kind of found out, or I mean dominated. I mean, against Sosa he was leading, I think, slightly on scorecards, but he was stopped. Then he lost a split decision to Robert Easter Jr. last year, which was rather controversial, disputed. Yeah. And this guy Sueller is just a guy that's been there quite long. I mean, as a contender, but he's been stopped by Gervonta Davis, and he has lost to Abner Mares. But he is, I guess, most famous for knocking out Juan Manuel Lopez or and then stopping Vic Darchinyan. Yeah, and also beat Jonathan O'Quinn. So, yeah, he held the WBA featherweight title, but this is a lightweight title fight for the vacant WBC Continental Americas lightweight title. Anyway, Suella is 33, stands 5'8", while Fortuna is 30 and stands 5'6.5". But actually, Fortuna has a slight reach advantage, half of an inch. I think just Fortuna, I think, is slightly better fighter, and since he's based in America, he will be, I guess, favored by the judges against an Argentinian fighter. So, I think most likely this will go to the scorecards. And Fortuna, he was a knockout artist as a featherweight, and as a super featherweight he had power, definitely. But as a lightweight, he's not really a knockout artist anymore. So now he has to rely on outworking and outboxing his opponent to win opponents. So I think Fortuna takes a decision, any kind. I really can't predict how judges will score. I think, as you saw in the last weekend's big fight, Josh Taylor really dominated the fight. I mean, I gave him like 9 rounds, I think, or 8 or 9 rounds, but one idiot judge scored it a draw. I just couldn't believe it. Alright, and then the main fight of this weekend. Yeah, you know what it is. Sergey the Crusher Kovalev versus the other guy, Canelo Alvarez. Of course, this is a huge step up in weight. I mean, for Canelo, he's fought as super middleweight once or twice, but that was against a rather substandard opponent, Rocky Fielding, a Euro level guy at best. And now he's fighting a guy that's really been one of the best, if not the best, light heavyweights in the last decade. Let's put it that way. Since 2013, anyway. And Kovalev has had a really good year so far. He's avenged the loss to later Alvarez, and then he knocked out the unbeaten Anthony Yarde, a really huge, really hyped prospect. So if Canelo is going to spoil the party for him, and this year, I think it will only happen if he once again manages to get some kind of a decision that is not quite fair. Of course, there is a possibility that Canelo can outbox Kovalev, but we have seen that Kovalev has become more of a boxer than a puncher lately, so he has had to become that because he's no longer at his prime, but still he is very dangerous for anybody to face. And yeah, I mean, Kovalev is just. I think this is a really dangerous fight for Alvarez because now he's also having some problems with De La Hoya, and he may be leaving even Golden Boy Promotions soon. And we all know that from boxing history, those things can affect a fighter's performance in the ring. But not only that, for the first time in his career, he's facing someone who is a lot bigger, stronger, hits harder, but he's also really, really, really good fighter, world class fighter. So, yeah, I mean, so far, even though Kovalev has 3 losses on his record, one of them was due to a crook decision. One was a fight which was very, very controversial, and then he was knocked out after leading, being ahead of and outboxing Alvarez. So he hasn't really been really outboxed or taken to school yet. So there's I don't know, really a slight chance that Canelo might pull it off, but I really wouldn't bet on it. Sorry, I better cut this short. So Kovalev has 3 inches height advantage, and he's just learned now to hold his opponents, keep them at bay, and all that so far. So I think this time he will be a little more patient and not just try to land big ones and knock the guy out. So he will box, and the fight will go at least 8 rounds, definitely. I think so. There is always a possibility that if Kovalev lands something big and manages to really hurt Canelo, that he can get him out of there sooner, but it will go at least 8 rounds, I think. Yeah, I really don't really like to pick these fights, but I have to. So I'm going to go with the bigger, stronger guy, I think, and yeah, I expect Kovalev to stop Canelo for the first time in his career, of course, because he knows this is the most likely way that he can win. If he leaves it to the judges, the fight is going to be at least a little close. I mean, competitive. It has to be. So Kovalev must not leave it to the judges. That's why I believe he will win this somewhere between the 8th and the 12th round by knockout. Yeah. So that was that for this time. Hope you enjoy the fights, and I'll see you until the next time. Bye bye.